Module 8, HIPAA Best Practices for Interpreters and Translators. Welcome to Module 8, Real-Life Scenarios and Practical Application. In this final module, we put knowledge into action, preparing you for the kinds of HIPAA challenges interpreters face every day. Lesson 1. Role-Playing Common Interpreter. Situations. Let's begin with role-playing, one of the most powerful ways to practice HIPAA compliance. Why role-play? Reinforces your understanding of theory. It builds muscle memory, it identifies risky habits, and it prepares you for high-pressure moments. Now, let's walk through 5 realistic role-play scenarios you might face in the field. Scenario 1, overheard in the elevator. You just interpreted a tough oncology session. In the hospital elevator, your colleague says, "That young guy didn't take the cancer news well, did he?" How should you respond? Remember, even casual comments in public can violate HIPAA. Always keep discussions confidential, no matter how informal the setting. Scenario 2, the curious nurse. You're finishing a prenatal session. A nurse leans in and asks, "She looked so young. Is she even married?" Stay professional, don't share what you know. HIPAA applies even within the same facility. Unless someone is directly involved in the patient's care, it's off limits. Scenario 3, post-session debriefing. A fellow interpreter wants to compare notes after a mental health session. What did she say about her trauma? That was intense. Red flag! Discussing PHI with peers, even interpreters, is a violation unless authorized. Stay neutral and redirect the conversation. Scenario 4, break room confession. In the break room, another interpreter vents. "That last patient was so rude, I almost snapped." Your job? Gently steer away from PHI. Be supportive, but keep identities and details private. Even venting can violate HIPAA. Scenario 5, family member intervenes. During an admission, a patient's sister insists on answering all the questions. She hasn't been authorized. Clarify who is permitted to speak, respect the patient's autonomy, and let the provider guide the family's involvement. Lesson 2, managing confidentiality in family and group settings. Not every session is one-on-one. You may work in family settings, group therapy, or team meetings, where confidentiality becomes even more complex. Let's explore how to protect patient privacy in these scenarios. Family presence and consent. In some cultures, family is everything, but under HIPAA, patient consent is what matters most. Defer to the provider on who can stay. Never assume family members are authorized. Ask about parental rights before disclosing PHI. Let the provider document any verbal consent. If a teen asks for privacy, pause interpretation. Inform the provider, respect their wishes, and stay neutral. Group medical sessions. In group settings like therapy or education sessions, don't use names unless instructed. Avoid repeating what was said. Use third-person language. Gently remind others to respect confidentiality. Care team interpreting. When interpreting for care teams, the same rules apply. Only interpret what the patient consents to share. Never reveal info from previous sessions. Keep your notes separated. Lesson 3, practical case studies and ethical dilemmas. Now, let's explore real-life cases that challenge your judgment. Watch closely and ask yourself, what would I do? Case study 1, the unsecured email. You receive a medical file by email. It contains PHI, but the file isn't encrypted. Is this a HIPAA violation? Yes. Both the sender and the recipient are responsible. Always request encrypted delivery and never store unprotected files. A case study 2, patient in public. You see a dialysis patient in a store. He says loudly, "Thanks for helping me at the clinic." Do not acknowledge the healthcare context. A simple, "Nice to see you," is polite and HIPAA safe. Case study 3, social media slip. You see a colleague post online, "Emotional day. A young girl just diagnosed with leukemia," even without names. This violates HIPAA. Never post anything that hints at PHI. Quick ethical dilemmas. Let's do a quick round of ethical checks. Dilemma 1. A friend asks if you interpreted for their cousin yesterday. Correct answer? I can't confirm or deny. Dilemma 2. A provider asks you to share a mental health diagnosis with family without the patient's consent. Correct action, ask for clarity and patient involvement. Dilemma 3. You overhear PHI in a hallway. Best move, discreetly report it to the HIPAA officer. Congratulations! You've reached the end of this HIPAA training course. You've learned how to protect PHI, handle real-world challenges, and uphold the highest standards of professionalism at Vivid Language Solutions. Remember, your role is more than interpreting words. You're protecting lives, building trust, and strengthening the future of compassionate care. Carry this knowledge with confidence. Your vigilance makes a difference. Thank you.